Show with me, Joe. This is the show where I read an article a day to keep my stupid away. I learn something, you something, we all something. Let's try that again. I learned something, you learned something, we learned something together. Today's article is actually a piece of a much larger article from a newsletter called No Mercy, No Malice from Professor Scott Galloway. He's one of my favorite professors. I believe he works at New York State University in business, and he has just the best predictions and the best advice. Love Scott Galloway. And the title of this is Twitter Acquires Media Properties and Move to Subscription Model. Scott Galloway for a while has been predicting that Twitter should move away from this free model and to a subscription model. And this article kind of explains why he sees that happening and why it's a good move. So let's dive into why Twitter is going towards a subscription model, or why Twitter just should be a subscription model. Mark Zuckerberg has become the world's most visible oligarch, leveraging his proximity to power, Donald Trump, for corrupt economic gain. Facebook, despite their claims to be neutral and not wanting to be, quote, the arbiter of truth, is turning red, aka towards the GOP. Facebook will be the Android of the world, offering a free service in exchange for molesting your privacy. Also for depressing your teens, perverting elections, sowing hate, etc., etc., etc. By the way, Facebook has demonstrated real comfort with being an arbiter. It's the truth that they are allergic to. Specifically, the arbiter of truth for Facebook is whoever is willing to pay to determine our truths. Pretty messed up. We all know Facebook is ruled by the almighty dollar. So the question is, who will be the iOS, aka the blue or Democrat, of social media? The opportunity to go blue and capture a smaller but valuable audience is Twitter's. Recent discovery of their testicles labeling Donald Trump's tweets as lies renders them as the MSNBC of social. Their opportunity is to acquire distressed media properties, go vertical, and move into a subscription model. Subscription fees should be based on the number of followers. For example, if Kylie Jenner can garner $430,000 per promoted tweet, she'll pay a measly $10,000 a month to maintain her revenue stream on Twitter. Or Scott's fellow journalist, Kara Swisher, whom he does a podcast with called Pivot, has 1.3 million followers on Twitter. She would probably pay $250 a month to keep that following. And verified accounts with less than 2,000 followers would remain free to maintain critical mass that Twitter needs to do this. If Twitter had a full-time CEO, aka not Jack Dorsey, he or she would have come to this conclusion in half the time. Twitter doesn't have the scale to compete on an ad model with, say, Facebook, and their ad tools are substandard anyways. However, they are unwittingly starching their hat blue and could acquire several of the remaining independent media properties or their assets from them to buttress the subscription offering. The B2B market alone would be huge, as Twitter has replaced PR, news agencies, and IR firms. What firm wouldn't pay $2,000 a month to announce their new SaaS diet keto hemp product? Twitter could take a 40% hit to their top line revenue over the short term and triple their stock price in the next 24 months as they move to subscription. And this subscription model has a free gift with its purchased: identity. People are less awful to each other when their name and reputation are attached. Ad-supported platforms, like Facebook, are incentivized to allow bots and Russian interference and to provide more oxygen to ideas that lack merit but are incendiary. Rage equals engagement, which translates to more Nissan ads. Remember that time when Netflix or LinkedIn really pissed you off? No, that was Twitter or Facebook. Also, Twitter has the added benefit of being shitty at advertising. Specifically, a move to a subscription model would mean forfeiture of dramatically less revenue than Facebook, which monetizes users at twice the rate of Twitter. They could also hold on to much of their ad revenue during the transition phase, or even settle on a hybrid model that cleans up 90% of the carcinogens, meaning 90% of all the hate on Twitter. In this chart, we can see the average revenue per user: Facebook, Netflix, Twitter. We can see Twitter lacking behind in every quarter of 2019 by almost half of both Facebook and Netflix. Scott's right. Twitter's terrible at monetizing their users. I agree with him that I think that Twitter should experiment with a subscription model. It would, I also agree, lower the toxicity of its users. And this, we can actually look to a game for an allegory. There's a game called League of Legends that is a free-to-play game, and it has one of the most toxic communities of all of gaming. If you do a little Google search for the League of Legends community, you'll find out that it is bigoted, racist, sexist, overall a toxic place to be. So I agree with Scott Galloway here. Go to a subscription model for Twitter. Super interesting thoughts that he has. I also like his idea on monetizing by follower rate. I agree that if Kylie Jenner is getting paid almost $500,000 per post that she promotes, or per sponsored post. She can easily give up some of that revenue to Twitter to use their platform to get that money. It's crazy that Twitter's not capitalizing on that. But what is your opinion? Let us know in the comments. Do you think Twitter should move to a subscription model? Yes or no? This has been today's Joe Show. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button and mash that bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Follow me on Instagram at Joe Show. Until tomorrow, read something good. And if you do read something good, send it to hijoeshow@gmail.com. This has been a Joe Show. I love you.